Hello, Zuko here.
Good evening, folks. How the hell are you doing on this fine Wednesday? Hope your week so far has been pretty good. Welcome to yet another stream of Great Ace Attorney Chronicles with me, Matt. Just want to say, first off, thank you very much to Rira and Ace, both for a new resubscription. Rira at 32 months and Ace at 27. Thank you both so very much for continuing to subscribe. I hope you continue to enjoy your EMATs. And welcome to the channel, Constellation Hope. Thank you for following. In case you haven't met me already, my name is Matt. I more commonly am found co-hosting with my wife, Wazzy, on her channel, Talk Secure. I usually am here streaming like once, maybe twice a week at most. Playing games, chat, just chill chat. Usually a relatively chill stream, all things considered. But I am really enjoying playing yet another Ace Attorney game for people, because I enjoy doing the funny voices, and I enjoy very much just chilling with you guys and showing off fun stories with you guys. And hello, Valiant. How's it going? Hope you're doing well this evening. But yeah, it's been a pretty good week for me so far. Been quiet-ish. But yeah, it's going to be exciting to continue with the gameplay. And on that note, might as well just hop right into it. There we go. Last we left off, and we left off at the end of a section of case. If I remember correctly, if I press continue, because it was, yeah, we're on part 3 of the investigation. Essentially what's happened in this case is the main character, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, who's the ancestor of Phoenix Wright, was going off on a boat to London with his best friend, Kazuma Asogi, when Kazuma was found dead in his cabin on this boat that's going from Japan to London. It was found with the bolt shut. So locked door thing. I was in, and Ryunosuke was in the wardrobe inside the room where he died. So right now, Ryunosuke is, for the second time this game, in 2 cases, being accused of murder. But what we found out so far is that our next door neighbor in this is a Russian ballerina who's on the run and disguised as a bushy bearded Russian man with big old fake beard. And in addition to that, the boat's turbulence, or the boat's like shakiness, will actually, if the door is already shut on a cabin, it will actually slide the bolt shut when the boat moves. So what we found out is that this is not necessarily a locked door mystery. The door could have self-locked after Kazuma was murdered. So that's where we're at. Let's dig in to the next part of this case. To the next part of this investigative adventure. On January 9th. Yeah. Can't believe Ryunosuke keeps getting away with all these murders and framing people. I know, right, Rira? Like, how is he doing it? He's being cheeky. Somehow, the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Suzada-san took a deep breath and then gently slid back the bolt. You, what are you doing in Miss Pavlova's quarters? Ah, you both look unhurt. Good. Yes, we're fine, thank you. What on earth happened? There was something about how we were going to collide with another ship. Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though. Oh, how did that happen? There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop. Everything is chaos. Passengers are screaming. Crew are running everywhere. This first class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment. Oh, I see. Someone triggered the alarm? Does that mean... Did someone press that button outside? Ah! You wicked intruder, dressed all in black. You're the devil. Sorry, me? I've been called a lot of things before, but devil's a first. You opened my traveling case. How could you? What? No, we didn't touch it. That's right, Miss Pavlova. It was already open when we came into your cabin. Inspector. Yes? Arrest this man. I know he did it. He is a criminal. Is it not enough that he's killed a man? Duh, and he is stowaway as well. The vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe? What? Do they mean vixen as in, like, an actual female fox? Or do they mean, like, a femme fatale? If so, why is a femme fatale stealing chickens? Ace, I did not steal a chicken, nor did Ryunosuke. Take him away. He's a trespasser as well as everything else. Stowing away, trespassing, killing. She's right, you're a devil. Doesn't look good, does it? There's a cell below deck. Throw him in. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong. Then we give you straight to police. Wait, a cell? Please, Inspector Hosonaga, is there nothing you can do? This is a Russian vessel. I really have no jurisdiction here. After my last effort to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options. This is terrible. This is a real crisis. I've got to find a solution. Immediately. I gotta start examining things. What can I examine? Maybe that bag. I just need to keep calm and focus on the task at hand, which is investigating. Don't touch my things. You want me to show you a crawfish hibernates? I'm assuming the bottom of the sea. Hiya! Wait. Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think you're doing? Wow, everyone's attacking me. And I was just starting to think she was my friend. Well. Is there anyone who can help me out of this mess? Herlock. What the entire fuck are you doing hanging from a coat hook on the wall there? Look at this man. Look at this fucking... What the... What are you doing up there? Mr. Sholmes? And he's wearing the tiara? Look at this fucking princess! We found this princess man hanging on the wall. Mr. Sholmes? Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rubles feels like on one's head. Have I not told you that as a detective? It's my business to know what other people do not. I'm going Scottish. Oi. Shrimp on the barbie. Okay, fuck. I wanted to go Australian with him. G'day, mate. There we go. This is me for tomfoolery, my boy. Oh, no. Well, why were you hanging from that hook from before then? Isn't it obvious? It's probably assessed the weight of the 20,000 rubles, naturally. I was to determine if it would bend that conceited looking hook on the wall, so full of brag and bounce. I have no idea what accent I'm doing for him. You know what? That's fine. I never know whether to take this man seriously or not. Fuck. Ah, you again, the great detective. Ah, Inspector. I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently. Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time. What is to the report? Speak. An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing. Yes. The case of the curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel, the steamship Borea, has been solved by me, naturally. Oh! What? Really? Yes, I've eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. So, allow me to illuminate all your minds. I'm about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. You have solved it? Even Hedgehog understands this case. We all knew who was responsible for getting student boy this morning when we found criminal in wardrobe. It is a stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it. I didn't do it. The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. That means the culprit must be someone who is inside the cabin. Yes, this is what's called a locked room mystery in detective stories. Duh, locked room, get this point. The room was locked. Well, I can't deny that. There's no way the bolt could have been drawn across from outside the cabin. You were all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not a so-called locked room at all. What? The only thing Matt's guilty of is being handsome, also trespassing on a boat. I appreciate the compliment, but I didn't do the second one. Wait, Ryunosuke did. I didn't. Matt is innocent. Ryunosuke definitely did stow away, though. Ah, yes, there's another entrance. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin, despite the bolted door. What other entrance? We never discovered one. Well, it gapes open mouth at you even as we speak. The ventilator man. The ventilator? Gah-ha-ha-ha. You'll think this is funny? I cannot even put my arm through that hole. That's because your arms are as thick as tree trunks. He's a thick boy. Idea you and me should tag as the Heart Foundation for the Halloween CWF. I'm not necessarily for it because it's not going to be Halloween CWF, it's going to be an Extra Life one. And I already have potential plans for a match. So, I'm going to say probably not, but I'll keep an open mind. You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening? It's not possible. Ah, but it is. And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator. Yeah, she has a pet snake. Mr. Sholmes, do you mean... Oh, hey, Ms. XD. How's it going? Hey, good morning to you. Do you find the whistling lobster and flying pig? No, but I found Herlock Sholmes wearing a tiara. Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. It looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Precisely, my dear madam. But what does it mean? What is this speckled band? The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? There's a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I'm ready. Also, hello, Dumpling, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. My sleep status was not freestyle. Also, hello, hope you're doing well. Hi, Aztec, hope you're doing well as well. You're doing also well, I guess. How's it going? Welcome to my very off-schedule stream on a Wednesday evening. Or evening for me, morning for Ms. XD. Better than the midnight streams that would be midnight for Ms. XD. What I'm about to expose for you all to see will shock you to your cores. Behold! Gag! Ah! What the? Shock! Shock! Oh! It is a snake. 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 Yeah, he's not even here. It's not half as funny if the snake's not here. Allow me to introduce you all to the band. The Speckled Band. A snake? Indubitably. Your friend is a snake. Oh. Speechless. That snake loves going ready. Mr. Sholmes, just one thing. Right, what troubles you? Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? Snake is snake. Looks more stripy, wouldn't you say? Yes, you're right. I think in this case, you'd have to call it the Striped Band? Wouldn't you? Is it poisonous? I don't know. Looks like it might constrict, actually. Biff Stroganoff might want to take that off his head. You both see and observe, with distinction. However, do you not think that is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall? Oh my goodness, really? It's a trap? How exactly? It's very familiar with coiling here. It's definitely not safe to have a snake wrapped around your face. You're absolutely right, Dumpling. I would not allow that to happen for me. I think perhaps it's time that I explain the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Miss Pavlova? Biff is a very strong man. He can handle it. I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. There are two conclusions I've drawn from the facts. Number one, last night, your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. Yeah, that's exciting. I've had a small snake around my neck once. Yeah, small. One that size? Never. Not even once would I do that. I'd let it climb up my arm or something, but not my neck. Never my neck. That snake whispering into Sailor's ear. Have you ever heard of Gundams? This is the early 1900s. Gundams definitely don't exist yet. Kamen Rider would be hilarious if he did, though. And number two, that same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life. That snake's trying to sell Biff bootleg Toxic DVDs. Basically,
Hello there.
Yeah. Also, hello, Jimmy. How's it going? She's turned as white as a bowl of rice again. Sholmes must be right. He's hit the nail on the head. This young woman's friend killed Mr. Asogi. Looks like he can't speak with that snake coiled around his head. How devised as little movement as possible, Steven. You won't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. Okay, just finish sweeping over your room so I can see my floor. You know what? That's for the best. You want to be able to see where you're able to walk. Sherlock Holmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Oh, it's time for another deduction. The game is afoot. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes. When you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. No, it doesn't. And it's that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. It's not. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was the sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this. What you're talking about reminds me of the Grimsby Engraveners Supernatural Detective Agency. I don't know that. What is that from? Is Herlock cooking? Herlock is almost cooking. Do you know who killed this just off-screen fan guy yet? Unfortunately, not Miss Random NPC. We're almost. Oh, we're still learning. It's got hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you're trying but failing to conceal can only be the snake's soft skin. Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin. Yeah? I don't know what you're talking about. Post in metal? Yeah, please do, Aztec. Just so I can know what you're referencing, because I'm always for like fun mystery crime stuff. I like mysteries and I like heists. I like puzzles, which is why I like this game series so much, because it's a little bit of all that all in one. Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. Oh. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake. His markings change each time it sloughs its skin. A snake so dreadful, we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. Glad to see Matt's not angry at us anymore for bad game opinions. Well, no, you haven't posted any bad game opinions in my chat yet. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter: the grim demise of the victim. Russian ballerina and an Indian snake. Also, Jimmy, thank you for the watch streak. Thank you very much for that. 5 streams in a row. That's awesome. Well done. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can all be explained by a terrible venom. Yeah, no, it wasn't venom, it was constriction. Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively. The almost, but not quite, imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. That's right, the vestiges of the snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend. This makes no sense. There's no point feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? I mean, she did. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right. You had the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt. I was seeing you stream a lot later than you usually do. Yeah, well, yeah, it's because I can't stream Saturday morning, so I thought I'd stream today instead, just so I can get at least a stream in, because I do want to continue this game for you guys. Jimmy saying, Game and Take, live service games need to stop listening to streamers' opinions like the majority of the audience. Just because they have hundreds of thousands, almost millions of followers, doesn't mean that the developers should listen to them. I personally just hate live service games in general. But yeah, you're right. Don't let streamers dictate development direction. Like, get proper surveys of your player base is the right way to do it. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt. You don't. It's telling that the victim made a note of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The signal you used to train your serpent friend. To train? Indeed. You'd put the serpent through this ventilator and wait. After a period, you'd summon it back with a whistle. You could know if the animal done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny this snake has undergone such training? It's not true. Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature only needed to sink its fangs in once. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor young man's life. There can be no doubt. My logic is infallible. Oh, her looks to be cooking. Training a snake takes years. Yeah, and she's only 15. There's no way she's trained a snake to do that. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of the speckled band. Now let's pull it apart and show how wrong he is. I still just love that the snake is also watching. Just be like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Also appreciate the discussion of eating dumplings and considering your size of dumplings. I do... Fuck, it doesn't matter what kind of dumpling it is. If it's a fried dough with stuff on the inside, it's delicious. Technically speaking, a fried donut with filling is also a dumpling. They're all good. They're all delicious, and I want to eat them. And no one has removed the snake. At all. No one's even thought to. Miss Pavlova has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor, you'll observe a saucer of milk. The promise of food is the key to training any creature. Incredible. You've solved the mystery. Amazing. Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why Sherlock Holmes has become such a household name. My dear man, there's nothing remarkable. As the Russians say, I could have done it with one left hand. Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Holmes? But of course. What's on your mind? It's just about your deductions before. Some things don't quite make sense to me. I welcome questions as to my method, and I'll answer both loudly and proudly. Yeah, you can't train a snake with a bowl of milk. Oh, well, good. First of all, snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family. You're well informed, madam. I had to pose to say that. And reptiles, don't drink milk. Yeah, check the autopsy record. I don't think I have. No, I do have one. Yeah, it was a cervical spine injury. So it was a broken neck. It wasn't poison. Ah. It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see? So, I'm not sure it'd be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward. No matter. No doubt Miss Pavlova used some other treat to encourage a pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds. Well, there is something else. Snakes have no ears. Ah! Restrictors aren't that strong to break someone's snake neck. Or human neck. I mean, it would... Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, no, there are no snakes that are strong enough to do that, now that you say that, yeah. Yes, so I'm not sure it would be really possible to signal to a snake by whistling. But madam, what of the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of a flute? I mean, yeah, that is... I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements. Oh, I see. I love that we just keep showing how incredibly wrong he is on multiple occasions straight. No hands, no feet, no ears. These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless. Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes. There's one other thing. You have more? Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake can manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in these cabins. Then it should try harder! Man, Sholmes just hates snakes. He's so rude. Dino here. Hey, how's it going, Dino? With nope ropes. See, I like snakes. Like I said this on previous streams. I actually really like snakes quite a bit. I just don't like I like snakes, but I don't like all the other non-reptile stuff you'll see at reptile shows. Like spiders. Fuck that shit. Then I'm saying I love snakes, and my dad's terrified of them. Fair enough. Snakes are cool. One of them tried to sell me a bootleg DVD. Oh yeah, then there's those snakes. The Common Rider loving ones. Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator of the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this. Now everyone's just stopping to feel like Sherlock Holmes. Turns out he's an idiot. I think snakes are cool, but I can't get too close to them without getting scared, since they're terrifying. I think it's even remotely known for causing even a little pain to a human being. You know what? That's fair. I think the important thing to remember is that there's a lot of snakes that are more scared of us than we are of them. Because they're more afraid that we're going to hurt them. Like a little garter snake. Those guys are just little friends. Funny little noodles. I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh no, you don't mean... Yes, we need to modify Mr. Sholmes' latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be. I had a feeling that was coming. Alright, let's give it a try. That's what I was waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo. It is fun to say that name in an Australian accent. So is Biff an accomplice? Biff could be an accomplice. Dumpling saying, I'm happy there are no native venomous snakes in my country. There are in mine, but none anywhere near me. Just because venomous snakes don't really live in or near like where my city is. You have to drive several hours out of town. Hey, Mary Trunks, how's it going? I'm doing alright, just playing some Ace Attorney Chronicles. Yeah. The 60 says we have mango snakes in my country. Oh, neat. Mango snakes? No, mango deducting. That's what we're doing right now. But yeah, that was a stretch. So, cast your eyes down to your wrists again. What? You've done it again. Your handcuffs are gone. Where did they go? Fear not. I shall see they're restored after our work is done. Really wish you'd leave them off. Now, everyone, let us begin. Sherlock Holmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Holmes has the skills of a detective, but a mind of Dick Gumshoe. Yeah, he really does. Hold it, Mr. Holmes. Let's dig into this. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Oh. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. No, it doesn't. She does have a pained expression on her face. Yes, that's true. She looks as though Cosmo-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind. But you're not sure Mr. Sholmes has read her quite correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression then? Let's take a moment and really look at closely at Miss Pavlova. Not left ear. Oh! Claw scratch!
Yes!
There's a claw scratch on her hand. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch smarts with pain. Indeed, the simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh. Oh. Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch sometime last night? Ah. When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. When I'm sad, the pain from this wound is worse. It is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Maybe she called a vent, like a Mogus? She did. I don't think she vented. Well, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. And she's like, what? Seems like the scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they? No, they don't. Something about the animation skin that feels so good. I know, right? Like, the 3D is done... Moving to 3D was just great for this game. It really was. Makes no sense. It has... Yeah, it came from a mammal. They don't have hands or feet on which claws might grow. Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers? We should follow her gaze, Naruto-san. That's where we'll find the answer. Look at the photo. She put out a photo of herself.
Yes!
Oh, no. You're looking over at this framed photographic print, weren't you, Miss Pavlova? Let's not be distracted by the print itself. Oh, no. It's framed this your friend, isn't it? No. What spectacularly contrived logic led you to this mindless conclusion? Oh, well, it's supposed to be a logic and reasoning spectacular, so... I'd contribute to the show. This is my show, Mr. Naruto. Please kindly perform any peculiar experiments on your own stage. Well, I thought it was aiming for it was going to show the picture, not the frame. Okay. Yep, if her glances the friend, same friend is probably responsible for the scratch on the back of her hand. Also know that whatever it is, this friend must be small enough to pass through the ventilator. It really ought to narrow it down. Let me scout around again in the direction she looked. It's not the... Am I missing something? It's not Stroganoff, it's not Writhing Serpent. There's gotta be something that has a name on it. Okay, what the hell could it be? It's not the name tag. Teapot, not photograph frame. It's not the Writhing Serpent, because we know that's wrong.
Yes!
Teapot? Yeah, no, obviously not the teapot. Guess I know what you're thinking. What is this man talking about? I'll tell you what I'm talking about. The truth. Yes, you can have a more cozy relationship with than a shiny teapot. What was your intention with that? Just follow natural progression of deduction. Sometimes the truth hurts. Well, the truth is, you don't have a term for observation or deduction. Did that hurt? Okay, the only other thing it can be is that it's gotta be Seaman Stroganoff. Biff Stroganoff. Okay.
Yes!
It's not. What the I've literally pinged everything that's not the serpent. Forget about how you could burn your case, or you could fit through the ventilator. Sure, Meadow's finds his way for you. And when we're dependent last for, you can say for then beef stroganoff. Was your intent? Yeah, nope. That was. I have lost so many points on this. Okay, like, what else could it be? Because it's not that. Like, I've tagged that. Like, it's clearly the picture that's in there. Oh, wait. I had to actually look at it first. Ah, look at the photograph in this frame. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. Look at the cute kitty! She's exceptionally beautiful, isn't she? Yes, that's true. But personally, it's the little black creature she's holding that's caught my eye. Maybe we better take a closer look at this. Look at the little cat Miss Pavlova's cuddling here. Oh, what a cute little kitten. He could vie with you, couldn't it, Naruhodo-san? With the blackest outfit. A black kitten. From the look of this picture, at least, Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it.
Yes!
I wasted so many points on that. Without doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes, the scratch on your back of your hand makes that abundantly clear. Cat's the murderer. Oh no. The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Ah. Darka is my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind. Darka would appear to be a Russian blue. No, it's a black cat. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this. Yeah, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you're trying, but failing to conceal. Only be the snake's soft skin. No, it's not. That's like a sash. You see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back. If she just left it in her pocket, no one would have ever have known. His ploys like that are Mr. Sholmes' specialty. He's ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something. I thought deduction was a specialty, or maybe making me believe that was a ploy too. Anyway, I find it hard to believe that's the skin of a snake. In which case, just what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back? Rotate. Yeah, what is it? Well, it's speckled, and it is a band, but what is it? Seems to be soft and fluffy. A long piece of cloth of some sort. It looks like a handle at one end. Maybe a cat toy. It's a kitty toy. It's common in the West, apparently. How's that toy for cats? Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love that sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them, and they could pounce to catch it. That sounds positively adorable. It is. Honestly, it's the cutest thing, watching cats play with cat toys like that.
Yes!
Yes, you're concealing a kitty toy. I gotta remember I can analyze things in these. Yes, the thing that you're trying but failing to conceal is a cat's toy. Precisely. The true nature of that now infamous speckled band. Ah. And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume? Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there can only be one answer to that. After a feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use the speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return. Ah. And a cat would be able to climb up that bell pretty easily. In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue-breeded cat by the name of Darka. Cat, we found her kitty. We know about her kitty cat. A truly troublesome feline, young Dark has proven to be. She must be caged once found. You'll forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. And the court record now has a kitty picture. Cat pics. We have to cross-examine the cat. It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand, and then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared. Through the ventilator. Darka, she's so naughty. A beloved kitten. Yay! Moving on, it comes to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there are no visible signs of injury. Huh. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. No, they can't. What Mr. Strom says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma-sama's body. That's right. But Mr. Strom seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned. Yes, it would seem so. Yeah, now who owns the snake? Good question, Miss XD. Let's give him the information he's missing now.
Yes!
Yep, did we explain by a post-mortem report, believe it or not. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can all be explained by the post-mortem report. Ah, yes, I knew it was one or the other. Yeah, it was either poison or a report on how the person died that could tell you how the person died. I think you can narrow that down a lot better, Sholmes. His neck was... Indeed. Breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. Steven Stroganoff is not some immortal freak, you know. Oh god, the fucking Igor-ass look I got going on here. Yeah, Dumpling, feel free to lurk. All you need to. Kazuma broke his own neck. Girl's definitely not strong enough to break it. Jury's out. Anyway, we have on good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now if we take that as fact. We can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death conclusively. No, it wouldn't. Kazuma died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something. Or someone. Yes, that's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon's been found, though. Presumably Darka didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow. I suppose it's possible that he had fallen and hit the ground awkwardly. Could have been a terrible act of misfortune that broke his neck completely by accident. Oh yes, a bad fall could explain it. It's rather hard to believe Kazuma-sama, though. He wasn't a clumsy man. Well, we need to fix this deduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened? Perhaps the mark on the floor?
Yes!
Yep, mark on the floor. Okay. Whew. Yes, an examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. This particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish. Shoe polish? Indeed. Positively identified by the analysis of this device that I constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results. The undeniable ingredients are shoe polish. Just realized something. Cosmo can't write if his neck was broken. Yeah, so his neck was broken and someone else wrote the word. And the color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Soki's laced leather shoes. Oh. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Soki must have caught his foot at that point on the floor and tripped. Please, no. And by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life. No. I don't think it was her. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? Oh. What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Soki lost his life? Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. He did all he could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right. You had the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he's no more? It can't be true. I refuse to accept it. I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened. But... And if this part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes. Where, I wonder? Let's have a good look around. The answer must be here somewhere. Tiara. The evidence is in the wastepaper basket.
Yes!
No, it's not. Fuck! Perhaps I should have examined it more thoroughly. Regardless, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind and say this is it. The deduction was wanting in every way. Yes, I was wanting you to hear it. I'm quite proud of it. I found myself wanting to never have heard it. I'm quite pained by it, in fact. Oh, sorry. I'll try again. Okay, maybe I'm going to examine things more thoroughly. I need to... Yeah. Yeah, save first. I should have saved sooner, honestly. I can't bring myself to believe it. It seems so unlike Cosmo-sama to stumble carelessly and then fall to his death. I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that would happen. But I have a feeling there's something here in this cabin that links Miss Pavlova to that mark. I suspect we'll find it in the direction that she guiltily cast her eyes before. Okay, examine the wastepaper basket first. This is a wastepaper basket. Perhaps all the first-class cabins have them. But Miss Pavlova only started occupying this cabin late last night. Presumably there's not much rubbish in there yet. Oh, what's that? It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it? Yes, it is. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. If it looks familiar, perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you. This is where Miss Pavlova hit her friend. That's right, and it wasn't a snake after all. No, it was that little kitten she calls Darka. Not that it's anywhere to be seen now. Seems to have let itself out of the case and gone exploring. I expect it trapped itself around someone's head somewhere trying to make a new friend. Either that, or it's scratching their hat to pieces. Point is, where's it got to? Yeah, you live into... Yeah, because... Yeah, it's not letting me... It's not letting me point out the piece of broken glass in there, because I feel like...
Yes!
Oh! Now it is, now that I've examined it. That's stupid. That's right, you had the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that wastepaper basket. Ah. Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object, it would seem. One that has a familiar air, in fact. Precisely. We found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Asogi's cabin. And as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly. Oh no. So, Ms. Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Why would it be that part of this glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the wastepaper basket in your cabin? Yeah. I'm not going to scream that. You're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not? I don't know, and that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question. What? Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes. Evidence linking Miss Pavlova and the little glass bell. That would be...
Yes!
If you look at this photograph, you can clearly see, hanging from Darker's collar, the very glass bell in question. Hey. The cheer that's caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall. And the cause of that fateful stumble? Your absent fellow and friend, Darka. Did he... Is this literally not a murder that he tripped on a cat and died? I mean, valid. Cats are bastards and they'll do that. But I feel like it's more than that. I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry. Death by tripping over a cat. What a ignoble death. Elementary. I think Pavlova went to look for a cat and came to Cosmo's room. That's very likely. Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? Tell us exactly what happened last night. It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I had no time to feed Darka, so I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands. People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments. She was so fast, she disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her. And that's how you acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it. Yes. And I had read the rules on the wall. I knew that I was not allowed Darka with me. Yes, modern science suggests that animals carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really. So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. If Pavlova had controlled her cat, Cosmo would have been dead. Yeah. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, he must be sleeping. So at that point, you thought it was safe to try to lure the kitten back again. By dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator and into the adjoining cabin. Darko always loves this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy. I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return. So the faint whistling sound Cosimo wrote about in his diary was Miss Pavlova trying to retrieve her pet. Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened. Yes, so there's nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had calmed down. But then... Meow, thud.
I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out and then... Oh, it was such a dreadful bang. Then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent.
Kazuma was... There's one thing that hasn't been explained yet.
From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely that what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping up. Yes, this buoy is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. If Mr. Isogi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet, the combination of unfortunate factors could have easily caused him to fall over. But what became of the kitten afterwards? In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator.
Yeah, Taka's nowhere to be seen.
I must have forgotten to lock my case. And now she's disappeared again.
Gracious, that cat's as insufferably restless as I am. Well, he knows something about himself at least. Yeah, who wrote the Russian?
When I woke this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to me and mine had died. I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back.
Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake?
You're right. Where is it?
If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavlova, then whose is it, and where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board the ship? Oh, he's petting it! Pet. No! Pet. Oh, I didn't say? Snake is my friend. His name is Piroshko. Huh? What? What?
That snake belongs to you?
He escaped from cage when emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I did not expect to find him in here. Yes, how did that snake get into this cabin?
But animals are not permitted on board.
Ah, we are safe for 1 year. You want to be so long with a close friend, without someone who understands? Can you find someone a little more human, who understands you better?
But my dear early fellow,
a gargantuan venomous snake? Surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in. No venom. Huh? Piroshko does not have venom. He is harmless, very long, but very gentle. He's adorable, like Granny. It's venomless? Yes. Now he's hungry, so he's in bad mood. Once I feed him, you'll see big smile. And you'll feed him... And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose? Ah, like the same they milk chickens? Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. Roscoe eats mouses. Big, fat, round mouses. Ah. Oh, so... Is that what the mousetrap in the passageway out there is for? Of course. I was gonna catch my friend's favorite food. At least it's top of the food chain, like the look in their eyes right now. Sholmes is so sad. It refuses to drink milk. It can't hear a whistle. It can't climb up a bell cord. And it's not even venomous? How the deuce did something so inept find a starring role? It's not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Piroshka has nothing to do with this incident. So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. It's not. We're not done. We can't be done. There's one piece of evidence that doesn't line up.
Miss Pavlova? I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this. The young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. But what are you talking about, Miss Mikotoba? What lies? Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events. An accident. I'm no great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. I confess, I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. Oh. I'm only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction. A distraction? There's no accident there's Russian writing on the floor. I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. Ah, not again. When do you do that? Especially as they're on your wrists as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were Mr. Sholmes? Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours. Was he not? Yes. Cosmo was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom, even. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, whatever that may be. Key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. Hey, Phoenix, how's it going, dude? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. And thank you for the resubscription. I very much appreciate that. Appreciate the resubscribe for 19 months. Just over a year and a half now. That's absolutely appreciated, dude. Welcome to yet another Ace Attorney Chronicles stream. We're solving crimes. Notably, the crime of the murder of my best friend. Doing good, like I got back to work, so bye. Fair enough, dude. Thanks for stopping by on your break. I appreciate you doing so, and I hope to see you again soon. And Roger's popping by. Hey, dude, how's it going? Long time no see. Hope you had a fun time streaming. Had an enjoyable time. How goes it? Man, everyone's popping by all at once here. Goodness me. And Raku with a resubscribe for 33 months. Thank you. Thank you very much. That is yet... Yeah. That is... Yeah, am I lawyering? I'm lawyering pretty damn well, I'd like to think. Although no, right now I'm deducting. Because I'm with Herlock Sholmes. And technically speaking, the main character isn't even a lawyer yet. If I were to practice law, it would be only in self-defense. I've not earned the right to lawyer yet. But I think I'll get there. Maybe by the end of the game. Hopefully. Otherwise, it's going to be really awkward to be repeatedly accused of murder. She's down to... Yeah, we got to figure out the story of how my friend, not Solid Snake, died. Truth about how you really died. About how that scene in your cabin really came to be. Yes, the great self-defense. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo. Hey, Pavlova, what do you got? So then, shall we begin? Yes. Well, we should ponder first. Is the victim who lost his life in a cabin that was bolt shut from the inside? Was this truly an unfortunate accident? There was in fact no accident at all. That is what we must establish in the first instance. We've already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the kitten that had climbed into his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident. Wait, let's just take a step back. Doesn't make sense if that's really what happened, does it? I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid. Yes, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Ms. Pavlova's story here. The evidence is right there in Cosmo's cabin. It's undeniable. His death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident. But really? Let's show our hand, Mr. Naruhodo. Time to present the evidence. The evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident.
Yes!
The truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print. There's no way that Mr. Sogi could have left this message on the floor. That script. It's Russian, isn't it? Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe. I see what you mean. Most people leave a dying message in their native language. Japanese in this case. But maybe he was studying Russian. It is a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast. That doesn't seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes a difference whether he knew Russian or not. Sorry, what do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There's no way Mr. Sogi could have left this message on the floor. The reason why is clearly explained in here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Instant. Ah. Which means, after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything, because he was already dead. That's not the only reason either. Something else we found in Mr. Sogi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there if what Ms. Pavlova told us was true. What? In Russia, mystery solves you. I know, right? I have the Russians Nikolina Pavlova and Biff Stroganov, who I'm working with here. So Zada-san has noticed it too, then. Putting this message on the floor side, there's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence that proves that this was no accident. In other words, is it, paper seal in the wardrobe?
Yes!
What point are you trying to make with that evidence? Well, nope. I'm starting to see Cosmo's death has happened, I think. Nope. Fucked up. I think that you're starting to see nothing of the sort. That was evidence to prove it. Fuck. There's no accident, then what we should be looking for is one of two things. Either the absence of something you expect to find at the scene of an accident, or the presence of something you wouldn't. Most compendiusly put, my dear madam. I see. I confess your rather languid I see doesn't fill me with confidence in Mr. Naruto. Don't worry, Mr. Naruto, I believe in you. Well, more than Mr. Sholmes does anyway. Yes, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Ms. Pavlova's story here. Evidence is right there in Cosmo's cabin. It's undeniable. Put the message on the floor side. Something else that gives the truth away. No piece of evidence that proves that this was no accident. Not that. Definitely not that. It won't be those. Yeah, it was the presence of something that shouldn't have been there.
Yes!
Nope. Oh, yes. This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor. That's the glass bell the kitten had around his neck. We already know all about that. It's broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. So we already have a satisfactory explanation. Where's the flaw in that logic? Unfortunately, there's a very big flaw. A fatal flaw. What? That's really what happened. Now, how did one half of the bell end up here in this cabin? Ah! Yes, remember that we found the other half of the glass bell in that waste paper basket? Would you care to explain that, Miss Pavlova? Oh no. Both these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. That when Mr. Osogi died last night in his cabin, there was someone else in the room. Oh. The same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth, in order to cover up his or her own guilt. And she kias again, as Russian girls are wont to do. Yes, there's someone else present, Mr. Osogi's. Wait, you're wasting time. Someone else was there? Duh, of course, we know this. What are you talking about? Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There's no way in or out. Oh, yes. The only other person in the cabin when young student died was you. It's true. I was in the cabin when it happened. You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe to be precise about the details. I don't know Russian. There's no way I would have left that message. No, I would have. There's no way you could have left that message to be precise about the details. Would you mind? Ha 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 ha. Forgive me, my dear fellow. Unless Biff opened the door. But we also know that if the ship suddenly stops, the bolt slides into place on its own. As I was saying, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor, in an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I'd been asleep in there the entire time. And then, the same person picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen to the floor, for fear of it becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Osogi really died. But why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of the bell away? Leaving half behind was always going to raise questions. Yes, well, it was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. The single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would have barely cast any light onto the floor there. Little wonder then that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of the tiny item. You'll suspect me, don't you? Seaman Stroganoff. Nina is woman of sea. She is daughter of strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills and they went away to join ballet company. But before, she was dancer on this ship, member of ship's band. You do not accuse ship's angel of being criminal. Ah, so that's it. You say that when a young student died, Nina was there in his cabin. That is not possible. I give my tooth. Well, this is almost interesting. And why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be so sure? If you're a great detective, you should know. Look through the eyes. Cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. Bet grabs a set of pliers. It's time to get that tooth out. Nobody could go into the cabin. Not Nina, not anyone. Or you want to tell me the killer can walk through locked doors? And yet, it's impossible. He's right. But wait, I've read about this in detective stories. People have tie thread around door latches so they can open and close them from the outside. Thread? Are you stupid? These bulkheads are not barn doors. Certainly not. These are watertight doors as one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel with not a gap in sight. No threads or needles or magnets could have been used. No, of course not. I thought so too. But Mr. Narhoda suggested it earlier, so... Suzuda-san, how can you shift it onto me like that? Rude! I'm gonna take you down. So Seaman Stroganoff has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been, bolted shut from the outside. Not necessarily. What? I put it here that I could pull this cabin door without laying a finger on it. Oh. And in this very cabin, we can see the traces of the method I have in mind being used before. I don't believe it. Well, Mr. Naruto, I believe you know what I mean, don't you? Way to shut the bolt of the cabin door from the outside? One way does spring to mind, yes. Do you really know what Mr. Sholmes means, Mr. Naruto? Yes, and so should you. Because we've seen it happen. Indeed we have. So would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruto? Point out the telling signs of the method that was used to slide the cabin door bolt across from the outside.
Yes!
These books. Look at the bookcase. See all the books and things on it have toppled over? That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before. Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over. I believe, yes, that's what's known as the force of inertia acting on objects. Fucking science. Is there nothing Susato-san doesn't know? Or that isn't in her book, at least? Well, whatever it's called, it's the same force that pushed over those books on the bookcase also made something else in his cabin move. The bolt on the cabin door. Huh. It's very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. We had come into this cabin not long before, and we hadn't bolted the door. But then... Was anyone in there? Should I have any assistance? That sounds like Inspector Osanaga. Oh yes. That's it. When the ship stopped suddenly, the bolt flew across and locked the door. Yes, it's made of metal, but small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. Or the force of inertia, if you want to call it that. Are you trying to say that last night, after Mr. Sogi was killed... Yep, ship went diagonal, and the bolt slid into place. But the SS Burya made another emergency stop. When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves had toppled over, and all the ornaments. It's almost as if someone had run their hand across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over. Oh yes, I remember that. And I stood them all up again, didn't I? When we came into this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like in Mr. Sogi's cabin. Oh my. Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Pavlova? Oh, you alter your mind. Say Burya made emergency stop? It does seem a little far-fetched. How could that possibly have happened? Unless you're saying that the culprit is actually someone from the engine room. Oh, it's simple enough. I forgetting the button in the passageway outside? Used to trigger the emergency alarm? Oh, yes, of course. There's a notice, wasn't there? Telling you only press the buttons in times of emergency. On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone. Hence the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel to allow any crewman to raise the alarm. The sort of button one's almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity. Wait, it was you? When the button's pressed, two things happen in the interest of safety. The emergency alarm bell rings, and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today. You press the button? Oh, you're gonna get arrested. Mr. Sholmes, surely it wasn't you who... As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed, whatever the occasion. He sounds almost proud of himself. Although you mess with ship, I report you to Captain. You're in much trouble now. Now, I'm sure all that can wait till later. Let's not overlook the fact that we've now learned a valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts on the cabin doors slide closed. So, what we must now consider... This all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Osogi, did the ship make an emergency stop, or did it not? You are idiots. Buri is a huge ship with many passengers. If we make an emergency stop even in the middle of the night, there'll be chaos everywhere. What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea. Really? What evidence, Mr. Naruhodo? Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped this vessel last night? It's easy. The ship log.
Yes!
Seaman Stroganov, it's your duty to patrol the first-class area of the ship, isn't that right? Duh, that is correct. Why? In the ship's log here. This would be where you record the details of your duties. What are you doing with that? That is mine. Ah, you rather carelessly left it atop the little makeshift bureau in the passageway out there. But as responsible passengers, we took it into our care with a mind to return it to you later. I left it there on purpose. That's where I put it always. The point is, looking at what you usually record, it's clear that under normal circumstances you write the phrase, nothing to report every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all. Nothing recorded in the log. That is... that. Because nothing happened. But if nothing happened, you would normally write nothing to report, wouldn't you? Indeed so, which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened. Here aboard the SS Buria. Oof. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact. Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night? Stop talking rubbish. If I'm perfectly honest, I find that a little hard to believe myself. Oh, why? Well, because if something as major as an emergency stop really had happened, surely all of us would have noticed. That's very true. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now. The ship lurched so violently, and the alarm bell was so loud, I can't imagine that anybody would sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night. Well, no, that's a good point. What of the throbbing? Sorry, what do you mean? Your head, man. The throbbing of your head since this morning. We've all suffered with it. Ah. Oh yes, I have had a headache, you're right. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today. Nor have I. My head's been feeling heavy ever since dawn. Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. That's right, my head's been throbbing today too. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything's felt sort of hazy. Can't remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. Then the first thing I noticed this morning was the throbbing pain in my head. I'd already been dragged out of the wardrobe and had those handcuffs put on me by that point. Why didn't I wake up when all that was happening to me? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo. You boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, well, yes. Sorry. The stowaway class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on? Oh, well, Cosmo looked after me. He's always happy to share his meals. So you enjoyed some of the whole roast chicken dish that was served yesterday evening, I take it? Yes, in fact. I had all of that. Cosmo wasn't fond of chicken. Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all? That's right, he didn't touch it. Is that 11? My dear fellow, does that not strike you? Oh. Mr. Sholmes, do you mean to say that there's something wrong with the chicken? I do. No, really? Is that really true? The meal prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with. Tampered with by the addition of a soporific designed to induce a very deep slumber in those who consumed it. Whoa, this is getting way more conspiracy than I thought it would. A sleeping drug? Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop? Mr. Naruhodo, of course that's not what Mr. Sholmes means. What a far-fetched idea. Precisely. Lacing every meal of every passenger on board with a soporific drug would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator. What? Mr. Sholmes? Well, seaman? I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. Someone made NyQuil chicken? Yeah, basically. Someone made some fucking sleeping pill chicken. If you refuse to talk, there'd have to be an inquiry made through the shipping company, of course. And were that to happen, every member of the crew, and the captain himself, would be hauled over the coals. For aiding and abetting a renegade. Please, no more. I'll tell everything. Eh? I cannot make problems like this for everyone anymore. These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe? Yes. So when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me. We all agreed to help. Everyone together. She threw away everything. Her fame in the ballet, Mother Russia. We want to help our angel. I don't believe it. You're right. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night. Yes, I remember now. I did not notice chewing on Olympic. I did notice chewing on Olympus something strange and bitter at one point. Duh, we could not make all drug. How do you say, dissolve? Ugh, talk about heavy seasoning. At midnight, in waters near Shanghai, we put our angel on board. She was up by Comrade on shore with a small fishing boat. All the passengers of the SS Boreas slept soundly. Thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion in their evening meals had contained. So if that's what happened, the only people on the Wicked ship last night were the crew, people who disliked chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been possible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Cosmo's cabin door. But how does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case, and there would have been complete chaos. Oh, I wouldn't say so. What? Of course. Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in their cabins, after which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug. Quite. And accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night. Oh, yes. The overwhelming majority of passengers would habitually sleep with the cabin doors bolted anyway. So not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. Holy shit. This got way bigger than I thought. You have talked a long time and said many things. What is the point? The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Somebody tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night. But... I don't know about any of this. I'm just a little girl. You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am Sarah, and sailors don't listen to long, boring stories. We don't believe. Sailors like me, we trust only what we see with our eyes. A laudable trait. What? I'm quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes? Did you hear it? That accusatory cry of guilt on the wind? What accusatory cry of guilt? Sorry, you've lost me. Proof of involvement, man. But you can't hear such a call with your ears. No. You must hear it with your eyes. For observation is the basis of all deduction. What are you talking about? What the fuck? What are you fucking talking about? I believe the time has come. For one final logic and reasoning spectacular. To expose the truth. Yes, it's deduction time. So, Mr. Naruhodo, your assistance, if you please. With what exactly, Mr. Sholmes? With observation, my dear fellow. Just as I said. At least two prevaricators. We gotta confiscate Herlock's weed supply. Hopefully it's just weed and not opium. If you remember, Mr. Naruhodo, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. Asogi's death. We're looking for some trace of evidence that one of these two was there when it happened. Precisely. You're delightfully quick to grasp my meaning. Alright, I'll see what I can see. So we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night when Cosmo died.
Yes!
An ink stain on your ass! You got ass stain, buddy! Seaman Stroganoff. Seems to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. Eh? Yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from. So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain? What are you trying to say? It would appear that the significance of this stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Allow us to make it plain. Unacceptable. A seaman or soldier must keep their uniforms clean at all times when on duty. Court-martial this bum. He's gonna get worse. He helped conceal a death. And he tampered with the crime scene in an attempt to get away with shit. No, it's to make it plain. It's a very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform. I think what made it is clear. Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruhodo, present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure. Alright then, the evidence proves that what the stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform really is. The ink. The ink used to write the fucking thing. It's this photograph and the ink it shows. That's what caused the stain on your uniform. Ink. Rather unusual color of ink. Purple. Ugh. Ah, the penny drops. At last. Now you see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. Now the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of the exact same color. If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform in that way. Which means you must have been present in the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilt. Alright, yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. What? I arranged everything in dead student's cabin to make it look like wardrobe man did it. Then I pressed button to make Buria do an emergency stop and both cabin doors shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our angel. Beef, please. Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty, patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She was white like sheet. Biff, please, you must help me. I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was open. I looked inside. I saw a student boy on floor. What happened here? Please, don't tell anyone. My little one, my little furry friend. Everything that happened in cabin is like Angel told you. The kitten escaped through the ventilator in Mr. Asogi's cabin. Then he tripped over it and broke his neck when he fell to the then he tripped over and broke his neck when he fell to the floor. Really? Yes, that is right. So after the incident when the cat ran away, Miss Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers, only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor. She said she was worried when she heard sound of something falling on the floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? The door was not locked, so she opened to look, and God didn't know what happened after that. There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind. What? When you went to Mr. Sogi's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead? Why? I already told you. When Nina opened door of the student's cabin and looked inside. I was asking Miss Pavlova. Well, Miss Pavlova? Oh. Yes, that is right. I saw him. He was dark, and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared. I understand, and I believe you. So is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth about Kazuma's death at last? Well, the way you're saying it now makes me think no. Ah, something very nearly slipped my mind. Oh, Mr. Sholmes? Yes, photograph. Yes, I took this myself, you know. Cause of death was a broken neck. Death of the victim died instantly. And the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are all the facts, there's one particular area in this photograph that seems to be somewhat unnatural. What do you mean unnatural? What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, well. Kazuma tripped and fell, and by some terrible stroke of bad luck, broke his neck. As far as photographic written seems unnatural. His hand. Must be here, surely. No. Let me offer you a piece of advice regarding the pursuit of detection, my dear fellow. You're noting a crucial point. It can be helpful to keep your eyes open. They were open. No scratch marks. Could be helpful to use them. Sorry. I'll try that. Explain what Mr. Sean means by natural, isn't it? Word written in foreign language on his fingertips, surely. That particular crass detail is orchestrated by the culprit. I mean to identify another point. Imagine, if you will, losing your foot in yourself. You look like the sort of fellow who stumbles with some regularity. This should be an easy task. His other hand. If your neck is broken, I wouldn't write something. That part we've already determined, Dumpling. That part was the sailor wrote it and then placed his hand in that spot. Why do I? Would it be his bald fist in the other hand? We've been looking at that hand. Maybe.
Yes.
All right. If it really fell due to an unfortunate accident, then his fist just doesn't seem quite right. exact same thought occurred to me. And if all, one's instinct is to open the palms flat. Yet here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say, as though he were gripping something. Oh. What do you mean? Simply that I took the liberty. I've investigated the victim's fist a short while ago. You did? And what, pray, do you imagine I found there, my dear fellow? Mr. Shum, show us, please. Well, of course, my dear madam. Would I keep you in suspense? This is what I found. One of her earrings. A crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle. Yes, you're right. A crescent moon. It's very pretty, but what does it tell us? It tells us nothing. I'm not so sure. That crescent moon looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. Yeah, look at Pavlova. Observation, Mr. Naruhodo. That is the key. What? Truth is now tantalizingly close. Oh. How did that crescent moon come to be in Kazuma's clutched fist? It was yoinked off her ear. This is the final clue, the last piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe. Find the answer with your own eyes. Spinneroonie. It came from the right ear. That's good. Oh no, it looks like the actual earring portion is still attached to her ear. It felt the earring broke. Miss Pavlova, I noticed that on your ear, even though you have a metal earring, the decorative part of it seems to be missing. The little link holding onto it must have broken, I suppose. Yeah, what? Looking at your other ear, I notice a crescent moon. Ah! I don't believe it. Now, the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there's only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. Miss Pavlova, Mr. Sogi must have grasped that crescent moon and pulled it from your ear. Perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, last night in Mr. Sogi's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. But then the question is, why did Mr. Sogi do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during his final moments? Oh no. Angel? No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuma? Huh. Holy shit! I just went... Persona? I think about everything that happened yesterday. It was too much. Running away, the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb onto this huge ship. And then, when I was at last in this cabin and I could relax after this horrible, long day. Darko, wait. And your cat escaping through the ventilator. I couldn't believe it when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call her with a little whistle. I tried waving her favorite toy. But nothing worked. Darko would not come back. So she went knocking. What are you doing here this time, Night Inspector? Ah, it's time for solid snake voice. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. The young man from your country. He was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Darka, and he promised not to tell anyone. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again, and I was going to leave the man's cabin... Just a moment. Sorry, But... Oh, yes? I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. Ah. Of course. You're Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina. Huh? No, I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from a land in the faraway east know a Russian ballerina? Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a deep impression on me. But, what are you doing on this ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment. I can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth. I hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice. I see. So you've run away. Please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone. Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. He's going to pull the cord. He's going to tell the captain. Why did I think I could trust him? Then it happened. Everything at once. It's only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait, I shouted, and then Darka jumped out of my arms and down to the young man's feet. And as he turned around to look at me, I pushed him. I don't even know why. I don't know why I did it. Oh, she fucking killed him. I was just so scared, and I had to stop him from telling anyone about me. Oh, and that's when he went to fetch help from Seaman Stroganov, who was out on duty out in the passageway. I heard Nina cry out and thud on the floor, so I ran to her. She was standing at the cabin door, shaking like a leaf. She looked at me and said, "Help me, Beef. If they find out, I will be... Please, I have nowhere to go." So you decided to help. And that's when you arranged things in Cosmo's cabin to make it look like I did it. So no one would suspect the passenger in the cabin next door. Yes. I went into the cabin and I looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. And then I found Stowaway in wardrobe, still sleeping. Right. That's when he found me. So you worked out a plan to lay the blame on the Stowaway. I closed the wardrobe doors and put back strange paper sign. Luckily for me, that's the only reason Suzuto Sen started to believe me when I said I was innocent. I dragged young man's body to a good place and used ink that I was spilling to write on floor. I wrote that word. So the person who found it would look inside the wardrobe and find Stowaway. And tell me, where did the glass bell? It was by my feet, so I picked it up. I see. But it was dark in the cabin. I didn't notice the other half. Then Angel went back to her cabin, and I finished job. By pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway? Yes. You could have been stowaway, buddies. Accordingly, the SS Buria did indeed come to an emergency halt at a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolt on the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery. There's still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova. What? Well, you said that you told Kazum about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland. And it's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Isn't that right? Yes. But even if he had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem? It was what he said first. That made me scared. What he said first? What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? That he had a friend, that he had another person on the ship he could go to. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. So it's Hosanaga's fault. He said an inspector was his friend. Ah, yes, meaning me. You're supposed to be acting as his bodyguard. I thought that if the police knew about me, they would arrest me. So before you could pull the bell cord, I... May I stop you a moment, please, Miss Pavlova? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Sogi really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know. Well, what do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Kazuma's going to wake me up. Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain, but... He was a man of his word. If he told you he wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done it. No, he was walking over to it. He's going to pull the cord. He's going to make them send me back. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, the day's work's not yet done, it seems. There's one more deduction to make. What, another deduction? Yeah, what was he actually reaching for? Yes, what action was the victim really about to make at that moment? I can tell you exactly what he was doing. He was gonna wake me up. Can we determine whether the young man's gaze was directed? First, consider the victim's location within his cabin. That's easy. I remember every detail of that room. I mean, yes, I spent quite a lot of time in the wardrobe, but still. That cabin's been my home for this entire voyage. So this is how the cabin looked last night when Miss Pavlova visited Kazuma-sama? Yes, it's exactly how it was. Are you ready then, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, if there's one thing I've learned today, is that a simple gaze can reveal all manner of truths. And not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out by even a little bit when you're following the gaze to where it lands. So when he turned away from Miss Pavlova, what exactly was Kazuma looking at?
Take that!
He was looking at the wardrobe. He was going for me. Considering everything that had happened last night, it certainly may have looked as though Kazuma was going to ring the bell cord. Yes, however, what is directly beside the bell cord? The wardrobe. The wardrobe? And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend, sleeping soundly. Ah. Miss Pavlova, please, think back very carefully. What were Mr. Sogi's exact words last night? Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. Another opinion? Yes, but not from a member of the crew. Now, Mr. Sogi intended to consult his close friend on the matter. See if between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt. Oh no. Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Sogi was looking at. Things may have ended very differently, if you had. Miss Pavlova, I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did, and that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that. I'm sorry. Really. I'm so sorry. What have I done? Yeah, she killed an innocent man. It was murder, but it definitely wasn't intended. The mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Borea was finally laid to rest. There we are, Borea first class cabin passageway. What will happen to Miss Pavlova now, then? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard. What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to repatriate her? Apparently, the English detective can speak to the immigration office and sort all that out. Mr. Sholmes can do that? So she won't be going back to Russia then? No, I don't think so. Even if she wants to return in the future, I doubt she'd be able to. She ran away, so now she's in exile for life. I see. I'm sorry. Seaman Stroganoff? I wanted to help our angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you, but how you lost a good friend. I will go with Nina. I will give myself to British police. That's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Cosmo's death feels like such a waste, but... Well, do what you can for Miss Pavlova, won't you? Duh. Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me, I'm gonna have to hand you over to the consul to arrange your passage back to Japan. Yes, I did stow away after all. I couldn't really expect any different. So, you should get back to your cabin now. I guess it is my cabin now. Looks like my study tour to Great Britain is over before it's even begun. Think that only days ago, Cosmo and I were laughing together about how we'd tear up the streets of London. It seems like a distant memory now. Do we get to keep Cosmo's sword? What's that? Is it someone weeping? It's Susato. Because she lost a dear friend too. Like, Susato-san? Naruhodo-san, I didn't know you'd returned. Oh, well, I haven't been back long. Inspector Hosonaga just told me I should pack. You know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that. I still can't believe this happened. Can't believe someone's life can be over just like that. Susato-san. No. He had such grand ideas for this visit to Great Britain. So many dreams. Now they've been cruelly taken away, just as he has. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible. But now we know the truth. That was just an accident. A silly series of mishaps. It's too much, Naruhodo-san. It's just too much. Yes, I know. Wish there was something I could say. Inspector, my duty was to see Asogi-san safely to Great Britain. But I failed, and caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down. And I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder. Nobody blames you, Inspector. And I'm free again now, at least... Huh? Ha 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 ha! Sholmes, what are you doing? Surprise, Mr. Naruhodo! What is the meaning of this? A trifling matter. Same for that in my head. I think I should always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. Sorry. So I decided to restore them for old time's sake, shall we say? You are a stowaway, after all. Ha 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 ha! He thinks this is funny? Yeah, what if we just pretended to be Cosmo? Mystic Z, you're absolutely right. That's the absolute way to go about this. Mr. Sholmes. We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Not at all, not at all. And though it's a little late, may I offer my sincere condolences. The loss of your companion is truly heartrending. I hope that you'll be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at the next port, in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened. What? Wait a minute. It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was the stowaway. Well, the only reason they were going... The terms of this study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. There's to be one lawyer and one assistant. Was to be. In the light of Mr. Sogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. Oh no. I don't care for me, but... Poor Suzato-san. My dear fellows, majority problems have an extremely simple solution, you know? All you require is one lawyer, and the study can continue, surely. Huh? But there's no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Shrums. We know of no other lawyer. Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid. Oh, but anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. Yes. Miss Suzato? Yes? Do you think perhaps I might be able to do it? Ah. But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, unless... Are you studying law? No, I'm not, but... I'm sorry. In that case, I don't think there's even a chance it could work. As I said, it's still more than a month before we reach England's shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I have a month in which to study, to learn what I must to become a lawyer in Great Britain. Mr. Naruhodo, that's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anyone could learn all that in just 40 days? There's only one way to find out. I would work my fingers to the bone, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if by the time we reach Great Britain, I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. But why put yourself in such a difficult position? For Kazuma, he said that there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let all that passion just come to nothing. And anyway, it's for my own benefit, too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Miss Suzato? I think it's a wonderful idea. Thank you. So, what does our bespectacled inspector friend say? Are you serious? You'll become a grade A's attorney. One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable. No, it's madness. Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree? Fascinating? Duty and rules are the dull routine of existence that we all abhor. Give us interest. Give us fascination. Speak for yourself. Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character, no? And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes, from the early hours of this morning till this very moment now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion, despite the accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. Yeah. Very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice. Inspector, after all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said that I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here. Oh, thank you, Inspector. If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do next, and how best to make my report. Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I'm gonna try. I wonder. Would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer. I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant after all. Thank you. And, Mr. Naruhodo, I'd like you to take charge of this. What? Me? Are you sure? I'm sure it's what Kazuma-sama would have wanted. Its name is Karama. It's a great sword that's been in the Asogi clan for generations. Very well. I accept. We get to keep a sword! I'll treasure it always. So then, Miss Susato, seems we'll be working together for some time to come yet. It'll be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. You shall fill every spare moment with study. Yes, that's exactly what I need. But before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you, too. Goodness, what is it? Please throw me to the ground. 3 times. What? I should never have doubted you. You're Kazuma-sama's closest friend. Of course you would never have done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. But I allowed suspicion to get the better of me. And no matter how upset I was feeling, it's completely unforgivable behavior. No, you were in shock. You just found out about me stowing away, and the cabin door was locked on the inside. No, I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should never have thrown you. And not just once, but 5 times. That number keeps creeping up, doesn't it? Please, you must. Just take hold of me and throw me. Do it. Don't even think about it. No, I don't even know how. I've never thrown anyone in my life. Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo. Isn't a skill one acquires without considerable training. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed. When did he see that? I presume that'd be a form of Japanese wrestling. Oh, well, in a way. It's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujutsu technique. It's called this Susato takedown. Leaves your head swimming, believe me. How beguiling. I'm a practitioner of the combative arts myself. I'm some accomplished boxer. There he goes, dancing around again. I wonder if you'd be so kind as to instruct me on the technique of your arresting throw. Yes, I'd be honored. And let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madam. Oh, of course. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry? Yeah. As you can see, you throw from the abdomen. Ah, yes, arresting indeed. That's what you term the Susato takedown, is it? Why didn't you throw him? Actually, no, that was a Susato squash. Hence why my vision is blurry. In my groggy state of consciousness, a scene from an evening recently spent with Kazuma flickered into my mind. Sword. Karama? That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan. Can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana on a study tour is more than a little irregular, surely. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Karama guides me. I truly believe that. So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. And I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. That important thing he had to do. I still don't know what it was. I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out. Also, Core doesn't bring weapons. Also, Bellingham, right. I expect Shomus to throw Susato, or vice versa. And that is the end of the second case in the first game. There's 5 cases per game. There's 8 left to do, but what I'm likely going to do is I'm going to wrap up stream here. And the next case will be the adventure of the Runaway Room. That will likely be streamed next Saturday, not this one coming up on the 16th. That's Wazzy's birthday. I'm spending time with my wife. But the weekend afterwards on the Saturday, I will likely start the new case, the adventure of the Runaway Room. Yeah, we didn't find any flying pigs or whistling lobsters. That might be for the best. I wouldn't have known how they would have gotten onto the ship. But no, Saturday after this one, I'll be streaming this again. That might be the next time you see me, because depending on how Wazzy's subathon goes on Monday, her other streams throughout the week might change. You never know. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for coming by and, finishing up this case with me. To find out that a mix of tripping on a cat and getting shoved by a Russian ballerina on the run is how Kazuma died, which is wild. But yeah, thank you all for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I will... Actually, let me see if there's anyone to raid. You know what? I'm usually not on it this time. Let's see if anyone I know is online to raid. Hey, Laser Bearcat's raiding, or streaming right now. I'm playing Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward. Another mystery game. You know what? Let's go say hi to let's go say hi to Laser Bearcat. But in the meantime, all of y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening. Let's go say hi to Laser Bearcat. Let's go see some more mysteries. And I will see y'all next time. Bye for now.